Pale Flame is so good, guys. So good. Hello, hello. How is everybody doing? I see we're discussing the banner already. I honestly have not even been keeping track. Like, I know Kazuha's on the banner, and I just heard from you guys, Rosaria and did someone else? Rosaria, I guess? That is all I know about this banner. It's so hot, Danny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mic volume is low. Boop-a-doo. Boop-a-doo. Is that better? Rosaria Bennett Razor? I don't really care about any of those 4 stars. Huh. I don't even have the game open, so... You're gonna have to just deal with talking to me for a couple minutes while I get the game open. But what's going on with everybody? I mean, other than the Archon quest, which hopefully you have done already, unless you don't want to have done it before I do. We're not gonna go straight into that. I haven't logged in yet today, so we're gonna do resin and commissions. So if anyone wants Viri domain, we can co-op that. I should have full resin and 4 condensed, so we can do some Viri while we chitter chatter. I also want to watch the Miscellany. I watched his teaser and his demo, of course, but not the Miscellany yet. So we want to watch that, do our dailies, and then we'll go into the quest. Boop-a-doo. Trying to position my mic closer to my face because I've been experimenting with recordings a lot and just like seeing the sensitivity on my mic, really trying to actually, use audio appropriately. And I've noticed, I learned that there's such a thing called off mic, or like if I'm far away, technically it will still get me, like you should still be able to hear me, but the sound is a lot richer if I'm within range, like for the true sensitivity of the mic. Oh, hey, my resin isn't full. I'm a real gamer. Okay, game's open. You guys can go see that now. Alright, now we can begin the quest. I'm not a full liar. Don't need to equip. Okay. We begin. This is what I live for.
Are you okay? Paimon never imagined your sister would have sided with the Abyss.
Feeling a bit better.
Well, keep your chin up.
He doesn't look like he's feeling better. This look like, can I see his face? No. But like that little looking down, I'm gonna imagine there's a slump to his shoulders. This looks like someone says they're feeling better when we can't see his face, but it's actually like existential crisis face going on.
Paimon believes in both of you. And when the going gets tough,
Yeah, look at that.
keep going.
Look at that existential crisis face. He's not doing better. I will put Other in first slot. That's a good choice. I kind of wanna screenshot this face right here. This.
She said we needed to reach the end of our journey. Paimon bets she still has lots more to tell us. And we won't find out what this journey is or where it will end unless we keep going.
I'm glad to have you as a guide, Paimon.
Then Paimon will be sure to keep up the good work. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your sister away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her.
Do we need answers, or do we need to teach her a lesson she'll never forget? Other's in a bad place. He's feeling angry.
Ooh, Paimon supports that idea. Just the thought of it's so satisfying.
So satisfying. I'm glad I made that selection for that line.
Well, we've ruled out 2 gods so far, the animal Geo-Archons. So, next...
Now he smiles.
Paimon doesn't think we can simply walk into Inazuma. Zhongli said it was a closed nation. We'll have to find some other way in.
Beidou!
Why don't we ask someone from Inazuma how to gain entrance? Oh, Paimon thought of someone already! Atsuko in Liyue Harbor! She's from Inazuma! Let's see what she has to say.
I knew she was gonna have to come back. We had that random little, was it a world quest during Lantern right about her? I feel like that was it. We had a random little quest about helping her find work before. I'm like, ooh, you guys drop in and like someone from Inazuma on us? You're gonna come back. Oh, we wanted to. Traveler! You haven't been on my team in a hot minute!
This
Hello!
world is full of unsolved mysteries.
Is it now? So good to hear you, Heather. Oh, regular world quest? Wow. Wow. Distracted.
Oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local.
This is cute. I think they changed her outfit. Wasn't she wearing normal Liyue commoner clothes? Ooh, did I just call them commoners? Ooh. But yeah, wasn't she wearing Liyuean clothes before? I like that they've added this.
Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Inazuma?
Oh, so that's why you're here. Well, there is a way.
It's totally Kazuha clothes. Look, this is the Kazuha background. He's wearing Kazuha themed clothes.
Great! We came to the right person!
But the chance of success is incredibly small.
Huh. Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Inazuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Inazuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail.
Damn, this bitch is cool. She's a little badass.
After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and fresh water supplies soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then, I blacked out. But, to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me.
Did someone from Liyue save you?
Ah, that's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Okay. That's kind of a, I feel like that's kind of a normal reasoning. Like, it wasn't all the Vision Hunt Decree was scary and people were being hunted down in their homes. I had to escape. This is just like, it's a little bit controlling. So, maybe she's downplaying it. Maybe she left before that all started. I don't know. I want to keep in mind that this was her reasoning in case we learn something that sheds more light on that.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Inazuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liyue Chising.
Should I be writing notes? Okay, wait. Inazuma run by the Tri-Commission. I'm gonna say Chising equivalent. Inazuma equiv of Chising. Tri-commission. Okay, okay.
One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Inazuma. All non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Tenryou Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule. Loyal, yet unfeeling.
Alright, so we have, what's our word for that? You know, when you arrive in a foreign place and you have to go through, it starts with a C in order to, you know, like, make sure all of your stuff's in order. Customs, yes. So there's the Customs Committee, Customs Commission, and then the, I don't know, the military branch for Tenryou? Hi, D3. Cool, thank you.
It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this, but after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Inazuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there.
I have a compelling reason.
You should know that the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Inazuma.
There is so much information here. I feel like, you know, in university, when the professor just starts going off and dropping knowledge at a pace faster than you can write, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna forget something right here. Okay, so first, the sea around Inazuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. So we know that the environment, not the weather, the climate of a region is based on their Archon. So is there some way, you know, like perpetual tempest of wind and rain? She doesn't say lightning storms, but is that to say like it's covered in a storm because they're under the Electro Archon? Same way we've got cliffs in Liyue and plains in Mondstadt? Because I've kind of headcanoned that the entire time we kept, just like the entire time we've been waiting for Inazuma, I've liked the mental image that, you know, like, the climate is based on the Archon. Therefore, Inazuma is 100% storms all the time. That's probably not how it actually is, because we've seen those screenshots of other things, but I kind of want to believe that the sea is engulfed in perpetual tempest of wind and rain. I'm going to attribute that to being under the Archon, the Electro Archon, until told otherwise. But let's say you get in there. Oh, she does mean lightning storms? Okay, cool. Lightning storms! Excellent, excellent. Headcanon confirmed. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the Sakoku Decree. And that's the closed nation policy, so I'm sure she'll tell me about this later. I will try not to go off on it too hard. But, like, my question there is, she's mentioning that separately from the Vision Hunt Decree. So is that to say that they were a closed nation even before the Vision Hunt, or are they the same thing? But I'll stop and let her finish talking.
And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Inazuma, huh?
There's a place for Outriders to go, right?
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed.
Okay, so economy and politics.
But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
Beidou! Come on! Beidou has to help us get in there.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side.
Not a raft.
Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux Fleet if they have some way of getting you to Inazuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, Beidou, then the hardest part will be out of the way.
Seems like our only option.
The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply run. This might be your best chance.
Then there's
Long
no
fucking
time to
supply
lose.
run.
Let's go find Captain Beidou.
8-month supply run. Here we go. Have we ever really thought about, I know we've questioned it, but I don't know if we had an answer, how long it's been in game? Yep, poor Shinya, now only character not to appear in game. I am still free to play Husky. And I'm going to save your roleplay Zhao for later because we have a house rule that quests are untouchable. And while we're doing main story quests, we cannot be interrupted by redeems. So, remind me after quest if I don't do it. Should've asked about the house rules. You know how seriously we treat quests here. There is nothing more important than quests, not even my honor and credibility. There we go. Not even my honor and credibility. And I'll either remember to do it or redeem it after the quest. Scout's honor. The Alcor. Oh yeah, it's Crux Fleet. It's Crux Fleet. Alcor is the ship. For some reason, I thought the ship was named the Crux. It's been half a year, and then Paimon mentions we've been traveling for the past few months. Okay, so we are on the scale of months. Okay. But then it can't have been very long since Ajdaha, because we started this whole thing with, like, you know, Other's existential crisis face, so he's still reeling from the revelations. Beidou! Look at them! Look at them! We must honor this moment. New boy, and then you! You have deserved time for so long.
Who have we got here? Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatui and Osile, right?
Beidou's voice... Have you guys watched Spirited Away? I know most of us have. Beidou's voice reminds me of Lin from Spirited Away. Not like necessarily the same person, but just like the intonation and manner of speaking. It feels very, very similar. My reputation precedes me.
Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said. She's a hard one to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Oh, Paimon! This floating thing.
Hey! The name's not Floating Thing, it's Paimon!
It's Paimon!
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... yes, the stars.
Okay. You know how Razor can smell shit really well? Kazuha's whole, like, you give off the essence of wind and earth. Okay, we've absorbed those elements, that makes sense. But also, of the stars. All I imagined him doing right now is just, like, subtly sniffing us. Just like, yes, you smell like stars. Which is absolutely what Razor did to us. But the idea of Kazuha doing it when he seems so refined. The idea of Mr. Refined going, yeah, stars for sure. It's tickling my fancy. But yes, I am enjoying your voice so far. Keep it up, darling.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet. And that gives our encounter meaning.
Okay, holding my tongue. And this must be your bard for hire? Nice.
I prefer other means of entertainment.
Alright. Nobody bonk me. But, Beidou prefers other means of entertainment?
This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
Wait. Can we appreciate this line for a hot second? Occasionally he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words. That was gold. That was great. Oh my god, and this little jab. A temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. And then occasionally he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze,
Proceeds to
would
prove
it
her
not
right.
be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
All right, guys. How much is Twitter exploding over the fact that our new pretty support is a poet? Twitter must be falling apart.
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack meaning.
Hey, you don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute. What's the clash? Also, just to clarify, by great hero, do you mean...
Paimon, it's obviously us!
Huh? I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents.
Nice.
There are two important rules. One, competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability. Not just people taking part for the fun of it.
Elitist, but alright.
So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided. You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue.
This is a pun, right? Or not a pun, but a reference. Isn't there a... I feel like Cookie Jar told us about this once. Like a Chinese saying about crouching tigers and hidden dragons. But before I go on, I would like to entertain the idea of someone like coerces, maybe Beidou herself, convinces Zhongli to take part in this tournament. Oh no, he has a vision, or everyone thinks he has a vision. Sad. Just like think of the irony of the god of martial arts being convinced to take part in a martial arts competition. The simp in me likes the idea.
And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after. Get this. It's a masterless vision.
Uh-huh.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Okay, so Mona and Ningguang's visions. We now have a name for them, Masterless Vision.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
Okay, wait. Please do not disappoint me. I am prepped to be happy right now. We've been wondering about what the rules of inherited visions are. Tell me something I don't know.
When a vision bearer dies, the light in their vision will fade away. But the shell that housed that light remains. As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Right. Well, that's from Kazuha's perspective. I guess he doesn't know the story of Ningguang's.
Yep. And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent.
I wonder if Beidou's told Ningguang about this. Because remember, for Ningguang's whole vision story is that she found a masterless vision and wanted to auction it off. And then she was really pissed when it resonated with her, so she couldn't put it up for auction. Like, Beidou keeping this on the down low so Ningguang couldn't snipe it? Can the Traveler defeat Zhongli without a Gnosis? It is an interesting thought. It is an interesting thought.
Organizing the clash is my way of uncovering hidden talents. And hopefully this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Inazuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Well, to win me over, you're gonna have to fight anyway. Tell you what, you win my fight, instead of a vision, I'll escort you to Inazuma.
Inazuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Inazuma, no sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless Vision, or a ticket to Inazuma aboard the Alcor. Up to you.
Ayo.
You just want him to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
Are we not going to mention that we can indeed use the elements?
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get to Inazuma, huh?
Great. Then let's get you signed up. Head to the tournament arena in Guyun Stone Forest. Kazuha and I will be over soon.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before the answer is revealed.
Excuse you? Did I miss something there? The answer to what? I have not yet read the dev discussion. I love those. I absolutely will read it. After the quest and after the wishes. Oh, hey, what do you have to say to me?
Go on, get yourself to Guyun and sign up already. I've already fixed up the arena. You can't miss it.
Thank you, random-ass NPC, for getting in the way of my Beidou moment.
Martial arts tournaments always remind me of the duels they have back in Inazuma. But when the combatants are obliged to exercise restraint, it is unlikely they will ever display their true potential.
So that whole masterless vision thing, didn't really learn anything new. We learned from elsewhere that it happens when the previous owner dies. I have seen questions about, like, if Mona got her vision from her master and it was able to resonate with her, doesn't that mean that her master died? That's a little bit of an aside, but while I walk, I kind of don't think necessarily, because it doesn't specify that it was the master's vision, right? It doesn't say that the master had resonated with it. If she had resonated with it, then yeah, she would have to die for it to resonate with Mona. But it's possible that she just, like, you know, she had it in her possession from someone else who had died and then passed it on to Mona. So the master isn't necessarily dead. It could be that she had a vision she hadn't resonated with. What I find more interesting about that whole story, though, is that Mona was apparently able to use it to help with her hydromancy before she resonated with it, and that's why her master gave it to her in the first place. And that whole thing raises questions for me. It's like they're saying...
Before we sign up, let's see who the other competitors are.
They're telling us here that just like...
They said that they had to be renowned fighters. Who will we be up against?
that it's useless until someone resonates with it. But Mona's story implies that, nah, you can still do some alchemy, some hydromancy, some other magical shit, even if you haven't resonated with it yet. Maybe the yet part is important, but not every question was answered by that dialogue, I guess is all I'm trying to say there.
Hello! Are you here to compete in the Crux Clash?
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. Then allow just anyone to take part.
Well, look at you being all self-important.
The Clash is a comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is gonna get their butt handed to them. Nobody wants to see that, right?
I mean, some people do.
Yeah, we heard a rule about that. So, Paimon's wondering, are you a renowned fighter?
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock Freestyle Combat Summit. Oh yeah.
I wonder how much that voice actor enjoyed that little, oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Also, that doesn't sound like the most official tournament out there.
Damn, Paimon, savage.
What? You... Nonsense.
Oh yeah.
Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on for years. There were plenty of competitors when I took part.
And that was how long ago?
Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. I soon sorted them out. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know what hit them. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him flying. Then, the big guy pulled out a knife.
Sounds like he's reliving his best memory.
I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling into a beam above us.
Sounds, impressive.
I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2 to 1, but I still got the upper hand. I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course, but the fact remains that I did manage to subdue the both of them, and hand them over to the Millilith. I received quite the commendation.
Oh yeah. He did another oh yeah!
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work.
Paimon, stop. He's gonna try to beat us up.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena, but I don't plan on losing to a pair of children anytime soon.
Paimon straight savage. Regarding that she used as a teaching aid, but we don't really know more than that. I thought she said somewhere it's like, it doesn't really serve any purpose except getting me wet, which I know that Reddit has had a field day with.
Osmanthus whined.
Other than that, I thought something in the way, like, something about what Mona said about it implied that she was using it, but I'll have to check on that again.
Are you here for the Crux Clash too?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
Are you gonna share the vision?
This master of yours must be pretty incredible, huh? Are they someone famous?
Come on, Paimon. Let's not judge people by how famous their associates are, alright? They can be perfectly great hunters or fighters without having famous recommendations.
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. Liang and I are both proud disciples of his.
The Lingshan clan?
You probably wouldn't have heard of it. It was founded quite recently. The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created many different styles of kung fu, and countless other clans have borrowed extensively from him. To the Lingshan clan, he teaches a special technique known as force dispersal.
Force dispersal?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch.
That sounds pretty legit.
For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist, or change the direction of an incoming stone, all without breaking a sweat.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
Alright, I want to fight these kids.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics.
Aww.
There's no way we could use it proficiently yet.
Here, I thought you were going to be an interesting fight.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, we'll probably run out of money to pay the tuition fees and still have nothing to show for all our training.
Or they're being scammed. And there's, like, no matter what they're being taught, like, it's not actually gonna happen for them.
There's a tuition fee?
Yeah, honeys, I'm so sorry.
Of course! This is a Grand Master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face-to-face training, you've got to show you're sincere about it.
Oh, they're such genuine young men!
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement.
Let me save
Master
you.
is getting increasingly impatient with us. Recently, though, we heard that a Vision Bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
So, if we can get our hands on a Vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
A vision will make you better at martial arts. Or no. There may be other reasons you can't seem to master this technique.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Go ask Zhongli to teach you. Zhongli retires and starts in like a side martial arts school. All of these things are something Zhongli would never do, but I just want to inject Zhongli thoughts wherever I can. You know? I will check after the quest, D3. Please remind me if I forget.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, the Lingshan clan will go down in history. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
I want to help them so bad. Stop being fake polite. Actually help them out. Guess I can't fault you for trying.
See you in the arena.
Oh, those poor kids. Hurts me a little bit. You don't look like a competitor. Oh, can we talk to you anyway? Apparently not.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash, too? If so, seems I found myself another new adversary.
I'm amused because I'm just thinking of all the times I've encountered this character in anime.
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champion. For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the puzzle that is my life.
Alright, here's something I'm kind of missing here. Where visions can, and usually do, manifest themselves when you've earned one, right? So, let's say you acquire a masterless vision. Is that there's no promise that you're gonna resonate with it. It's not as though achieving a masterless vision means you now have a vision. It means you have a chunk of, like, not glass, but indestructible colored glass. That doesn't actually do anything. Except for a speculation that maybe there is a little something you can do with it, but it's not as though you have a vision. So, what is the point of trying to acquire a masterless vision? If you earn it, one's gonna manifest for you anyway. Like, is there a higher probability? Is there like a, gotcha roll 1.6 chance that you acquire a vision and it resonates with you? Like, what is the actual benefit here? If you earn one, it doesn't matter if you had a masterless one. Do you want to become an adventurer?
No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I am looking to become a perfect person.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Redeem yourself, bro. Give me this.
I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks.
I hated you at first, but you have potential now.
I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seem to get on with just about everyone socially.
Are you sure?
In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person. Though, of course, I'd never let the praise get to my head. I know I haven't reached perfection yet. Because there's one thing I'm still missing.
Didn't redeem himself. There was opportunity there.
A vision.
You have so much self-confidence.
You have so much self-confidence. Do you have tournament experience?
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me. So they very kindly made special arrangements on my behalf. I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good friends in my neighborhood.
What? Okay, wait. This is absolutely not the truth, but this is clearly a very privileged young man, right? Someone who has a lot of money. Now, yes, I'm sure there are a lot of rich families in Liyue, but who do we know who has an older brother and is from a very rich, influential family? Well, Xingqiu. So let us entertain the thought, just momentarily, that this is Xingqiu's older brother, and he's this. He's this little, what are you gonna call this? He thumbs, yeah, like, okay. I know it's not the case. But I'm gonna choose to believe it because it's funny until I'm proven otherwise. So, Xingqiu's big brother making a fool of himself right here. Poor Xingqiu.
Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice. Concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of Kung Fu. As a high achiever by nature, I'm confident I've done enough to guarantee my victory in this tournament.
Alright, props to the voice actor, okay? Because something about the way that was delivered, like, as a high achiever by nature. Like, I can't even copy it. I'm not sure what it was that made that land so well. But voice actor has done a great job of being insufferable. I'm sure you have.
I seem to have gained another fan. Don't let my aura overwhelm you, though. You'll need your wits about you today.
Don't let my aura overwhelm you. This dialogue is just gold.
Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get to see me in action.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So, to recap, we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys pay way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average.
Really average?
Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing.
This is why I did not need to level my artifacts.
Chinksa Village arm wrestling champion, huh? All right, you're signed up.
She's having a bad day.
Next, please. What's your name? Wait, aren't you? Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
Oh no, they're all freaking out.
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask, aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god? Oh, it's really him!
We have fans! Real fans, too.
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Oh, I wonder if I can get his autograph later.
Look at this smug fucking face. Paimon's like, yeah, we're bad.
I trust you are aware that, only those without visions can enter the tournament?
We're getting by on such a technicality here. This is kind of bothering me. I'm like, come on, Heather.
Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary. You walk into the most dangerous situations imaginable, face off against all sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
Yep, he still doesn't have a vision though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie.
Just
now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame?
It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osial, so that's one. Do you have any others?
I know it's not odd, you know, we have this every time, but the voice acting in this quest, I'm so pleased. So far I've got defeated the ancient god Osial, so that's one. They are doing so well here. Props to the voice actors. I defeated a Harbinger, I saved Dvalin, and I'm an honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. I'm gonna go with I hang out with Child on the weekly. Nah, I saved a dragon, but is she gonna know that Dvalin is a dragon? Let's go with Harbinger.
Yeah, and also a dragon too. Put down Battle with Storm Terror.
Whoa.
Okay, so like, sorry. Paimon being a smug little brat was not necessary to mention, you know? I was gonna let that one slide because we all know that Paimon's a smug little brat. That wasn't gonna be like interesting commentary. But Ether's fucking reaction right here to Paimon being a smug little brat, it's like the narrowed eyes of unamused, but the smile of like, you know, fond and affectionate and exasperated. This one, sorry. Screenshotting this too.
Might as well declare him the champion already.
There's an eye from this eagle. It looks like a smirk. Guys! It looked like a smile head on, but look from here it's a smirk. Okay, we need another one. Ether, your faces. Okay, alright, I've got myself under control. Let us proceed.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
I don't know, was there an entry fee? Might as well at least say, like, I got to fight against the honorary knight.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a brief word about the prize. A great hero such as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize, namely, a vision.
Ooh! Alright, so this is... Oh, wait, I can't talk about that because I accidentally watched a... I need to open the snip and sketch tool. That means they're lost. That's so sad. Oh, I can get it from the VOD though. We're good.
We're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beidou promised to take us to Inazuma if we win the tournament.
Paimon, you don't need to tell people that!
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Other facepalm. No cursing, okay.
Beidou must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
No one else wants to go to Inazuma anyway.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Inazuma?
I see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beidou in advance, then? Well, nobody expected you to sign up to a tournament like this. I can hardly believe it myself, to be honest. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Paimon. And also, I'll keep it moderate, but it's okay for me to do mild cursing on YouTube. You can't be, you know, like, sailor talking, but my level of vulgarity seems to be okay with YouTube. Thank you for looking out, though.
Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Teyvat think that you can't manipulate the elements without one.
Thank you for being the voice of honesty in the land of contracts, Paimon.
So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstandings. In any case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any elements, right?
Makes sense to me.
Alright, it's showtime! You got this!
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete?
Let's go!
Good. Then please follow me into the arena.
Our next competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament. His first bout begins now!
You? You're the hero they're talking about? Ugh, how am I supposed to win now?
Oh, wait, that's too fast. We need to... Okay, was that all of your voices? Alright, now we can destroy.
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with? Well, now that we've won, let's go and see Beidou. She'll probably have something to say to us.
I'll keep the curse like a sailor redeem in mind. I would probably disappoint, though. Like, the vulgarity you guys see from me is about as vulgar as I get. I need to train. You guys would have to send me videos on, like, this is how one curses like a sailor. And then I could study it, and then I could work on it. But, I don't know if I could really be that vulgar. I wouldn't know how. Thank you for recording it.
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha? He totally dominated that guy. And did it with style, too.
He totally dominated that guy. Somehow I have never noticed that her eyes are purple. That's awesome. It's just very pretty. Totally dominated that guy.
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to protect the opponent from serious harm.
Well, I've fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show he put on just now, he's more than convinced me of his ability. So come on, we all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our up-and-coming champion?
We all know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. This relationship right here, exquisitely done.
All right, let me think how to aptly phrase these words of praise.
That was good enough for me.
You fought well.
Nope, that was perfect. Beautiful, beautiful.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that.
God, the dialogue is so fire!
A lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liyue's hero was entering the tournament.
Yeah, it's really all quite unfair, especially since it's not as though we're going to join the Crux after this, and this just seems to be Beidou's whole, like, recruiting tactic. Really not sure, like, maybe she just wanted, like, thought it would be amusing to see us fight, but, like, to the extent of talent scouting, I don't see how this is helping her, because we're clearly not going to join anyway.
And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how they stack up against you.
Didn't know I was so popular.
Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching to fight someone in your league too, right? So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
That's not fair!
Huh? But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like a crazy system if we just skip straight to the semifinals.
This is how Captain Beidou works. You won't persuade her otherwise. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
Huh. To be fair, Paimon was thinking that too.
Just kind of appreciating his costume for a moment before we move on. I know someone was in here the other day mentioning the bandage on his hand here. I hadn't noticed that before. I don't know, like, is this the whole symbol or is this broken? His little hangy thing right here seems a little oddly shaped to me. I'd be interested where that comes from. Other than the fact, like, what originally drew my eye was the little question mark here. But other than the random question mark, I wonder what the symbol is or if it's something that's broken, because it seems a little, like, incomplete to me.
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential contenders for you out there, I want to know who they are and what they're about.
After a long wait, my opponent
We're finally
is in the semifinals.
here, folks. The real show is about to begin.
The captain seems to have high hopes for this tournament. I have not seen her so excited in quite some time. Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This makes him a seasoned warrior.
No! Fighting rounds in a tournament doesn't make you a seasoned warrior. Maybe it's just like evidence that he is a seasoned warrior, but there is no way, there's absolutely no way that like the act of fighting in a tournament makes you a seasoned warrior. I'm gonna choose to believe he meant like it's just evidence that from other experiences he is one.
You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard.
Haven't forgotten why I'm here.
Very well. Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
In further evidence that Kazuha is Beidou's consort, Kazuha seems to have some sway on the boat. Like, he doesn't seem to be like, yeah, whatever Beidou decides is fine. He's like, convince me that you're ready to go. As though he'll be able to change Beidou's mind, even though no one changes Beidou's mind. It's got some authority in here. Or maybe that's just part of his personality, that he always talks with some authority to his voice. I could see that being the case too. I'll have to study his character more, because I haven't actually read his character stories yet. But it's kind of cool to think about, like, he has some authority here. Crazy world when Paimon is the voice of reason so often. She's always kind of been that way, though. It's like she's representing the viewer's thoughts, or at least my thoughts. But it's a weird thought still, but established pattern. I feel like Kazuha perfectly represents the warrior-poet ideology that samurai commonly depicted having. That's true. I'm not cultured enough to have thought of that myself, but after you've said it, absolutely. It feels like he is designed to represent that. 100% agree.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member that signed you up. She'll take you into the arena.
I was gonna say both too, GGA. He's just being... That's a lot of hand activity. He likes to gesticulate while he talks. Hello, Lucy.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament. I do not doubt your abilities, but I would suggest that you make sure you are fully prepared before you begin.
Relax. My guy's at the top of his game. He ain't gonna lose.
Such a very Paimon statement right there. Alright, I'm gonna say this is false. Other is not getting butterflies, but he's the kind of sweetheart who would pretend he's nervous, just to, you know, let people not feel intimidated by him.
Don't worry. Take some time to compose yourself.
At last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun. Who's it gonna be this time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Are you done talking? Okay.
It's a fury! sweating all over. It's a good feeling. Congratulations. I was beaten by the best. I need to train harder.
Good job. Such a mature way to lose.
Right! For a moment there, Paimon was a little worried. If you had a vision, you'd definitely be one of the strongest around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, you'll have your chance to get one. But mine never came. I lost interest eventually. You can't depend on a vision like you can your own body.
Is this the model we get for those treasure hoarders we fight? Cause, should get close-ups on those treasure hoarders more often, if so.
I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Please don't look at me like that.
Thank you for the follow, Cool. I'm not sure what you mean by your question. Who gave Genesis Crystal? I don't have any Genesis Crystals. I'm free to pay.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that masterless vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters and see who was the strongest. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them. So I'm pleased with today's outcome. I don't often have the pleasure of experiencing defeat.
Wow! Now that's true strength talking.
Wow!
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again. I will be stronger next time.
Yeah, you're not as cute as Child, so... Nah!
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals? Is it gonna be someone even tougher than you?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know.
Posture check.
But what I have heard is that they're extremely quick. So don't get too cocky.
There he goes. Maybe we should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent in the final round. Paimon thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Aww. Only one interactable?
Ah, it's you! I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent, quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's missteps.
It'd be kind of cool. Not saying it's the case, I have no idea who this is. It'd be kind of cool if just like in a surprise move, we fight Kazuha. You know, before we even have the chance to play as him. Instead, he fights in the final round. Probably not the case, but it would be fun.
I faltered for but a brief moment, but before I knew it, he had me on the floor. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents. But faced with a nimble, agile opponent such as him, I found myself completely out of my league.
I don't know, feeling kind of Kazuha-y.
Still, I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
Where did the other guy go?
Aww!
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. No. There was blood all over the place.
Those poor boys!
His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge?" But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply.
I kind of wish we had gotten to see that. Is that terrible?
Why don't you dodge, they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet. Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit.
These boys have such a sad story. I pray that someday we follow up with them and we get to save them.
I don't dare tell my master about this. Otherwise, I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment, so I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask me about.
Oh, alright then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
Those poor sad boys.
We still haven't got any useful information yet. Maybe we can go talk to Beidou. Surely she's gotta know something.
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable. I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind, and it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt, and managed to claim victory over your opponent. That is a most invaluable skill.
You're very observant.
In fact, I discerned this not from what I saw, but what I heard. The ground beneath your feet, and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beidou did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience.
All I have going through my head, like I know Kazuha just said words, but all I could think the entire time was, sometimes he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
Oh, so she did know. Alright, I was like, oh, this isn't fair, but I guess as long as she knows.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
We need to make it to Inazuma.
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we? I haven't properly introduced myself yet. In the land of Inazuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
It is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill?
So going back to the whole wandering samurai thing, I'll make this a short aside, I promise, because it has nothing to do with Genshin. In school, there was a series that I was required to take as a GE about like philosophers through the times. So we started, like with the ancient Greeks and Romans, the most popular surviving works, and then through about a year and a half you ended with more like modern philosophy. And there was a whole section in there about warrior philosophers, because it was all of these people who I don't think it was exactly the same thing as the wandering the wandering samurai, because it was very Western focused. It was like full Western philosophy through the ages or something like that. But it was what felt like a very similar idea, where it was very often Greek, ancient Greeks. And it was these people who were warriors, first and foremost, remembered for the battles that they won, like Ajax the Great sort of status. But we would read their philosophical pieces, and they were some of my favorites. Like, okay, cool. Iliad and Odyssey and all that stuff is great, but the really, really interesting thoughts came from these warrior philosophers. So I'd be really interested in doing like a similar study on just like the famous pieces of Wandering Samurai, just based on how interesting the Greek version of it was. Unfortunately, I can't think of any quotes right now. I wish I had them on hand, but wonderful, really intriguing ideas came from these warrior philosophers.
I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you.
Okay, yeah. How does he sense these essences?
However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order. Now that we're alone, let me cut to the heart of the matter. You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element, but multiple. Is that correct?
No wonder you didn't bring this up at the arena.
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings.
Such a delicate way to put it.
If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match. When I talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves.
Is there context to this that I don't know? Like, is this some cultural reference about why he is able to do this? Or is this magic?
It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you. Nothing more.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats.
Do we gotta go read his stories now? Oh, DENDO would make sense if he is attuned to nature. I guess technically all of our elements are nature. DENDO is more, plant life focused.
To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Paimon sus moment. We need, I wish we had a Paimon sus emote to drop right now. Your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being. Thank you, Cole, thank you. Paimon sus in the chat.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities?
I feel like this is one of those moments where Ether knows more than he's letting on, but we'll play.
Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learn to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Sus moment part 2. We learned to channel elemental energy and wield it in combat. It's all thanks to Paimon's knowledge and companionship. All right. Did she give us tips? Or is she somehow, like, feeding us energy? Occam's razor, she just gave us tips and it's under our own power. But, let us not rule out, I'll keep it in the back of my mind, Paimon, like, you know, infecting might be the wrong word, but, you know, backing us, augmenting us. Is Paimon augmenting us with her power somewhat? Mayhapsicles.
Aw, it's nothing really. Paimon just told them whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, he just naturally learned to use the elements through it all.
Look at that deflection on Paimon's part. I'm not sus at all.
Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
I'm not a liar.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange.
Finally, a real battle.
Now then, let's test your skills, shall we?
I'm out of snacks.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible.
I'm still sticking with the, like, how funny would it be if Kazuha's talking about himself?
He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents.
Oh no, that doesn't feel like Kazuha at all. Never mind, I take it back.
In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you.
Thank you. I will not underestimate him.
Please, save your thanks. If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods.
Me too, bro!
And what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions? My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Inazuma.
I didn't want him to offer questions about Inazuma. I wanted him to offer questions about visions. I'm so let down right now. For a moment, I thought we were gonna get vision answers. Oh, okay, wait. They could redeem themselves. They could make this vision related.
So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Inazuma.
I'm like tearing up right now at the prospect of getting important information. I need to find some chill so I can actually pay attention. Yes.
Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients dead. In the outset, supposing each of the 7 Archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings, then does the current Electro-Archon now doubt these criteria, or even the act in and of itself?
Okay, supposing that the 7 Archons, so this is going back to the Archon chooses, but supposing that that is the case, does that mean Baal has chosen, like, yeah, fuck that?
Not to mention, with no new electrovisions having been granted for such a long time, it would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Inazuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Inazuma do not fare well these days.
Okay. We had already gathered this, but this is a perfect segue for me to express my excitement at meeting an antagonistic Archon. This is going to be the first time we go to a country that is not doing well. The Archon isn't going to turn out to just be our disguised friend. No. This Archon, there's actually going to be intrigue to this plot, you know? Not a straightforward, yes, it has a wholesome motivation to it. This is gonna have twists and turns, a dark edge. I mean, I'm sorry for the people of Inazuma. I'm sorry that you are not doing well, but yeah, sorry, not sorry. I'm so glad they're not doing well. This is gonna be new and complex and so exciting.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before? With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right! We got so distracted talking about Inazuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament!
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together.
Yeah, Kazuha was all like, you smell weird. You are a mysterious being. Okay, Cola preempted my disappointment. He could sense the waves of upset coming off of me, and he says that there's more later. I should keep faith.
Very well. Let's go. I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Why isn't he here yet? Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now, at long last, the two finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen him, his reputation knows no bounds.
She's got such a flair for the dramatic. I appreciate it.
He strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of his name causes even the Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's traveling hero!
Oh, the inflection on that pale in the face.
Wow!
Wow! I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed his thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the finals. Apologies, everyone just sit tight.
Maybe they're too intimidated?
They've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beidou, perhaps we should check on the prize. Traveler, come with us.
Ooh! Plot twist.
Let me see. It's gone all right. The vision is missing.
Hot damn!
Huh? Did somebody steal it? Who would dare do such a thing in broad daylight?
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze.
Imagine Kazuha's just talking about elemental sight and he doesn't know every vision bearer has it. Totally said in jest, but like, you know, entertain the joke.
The culprit has only acted recently. They will not have gotten far. The vision was the prize that I had offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
If you would, please come with me.
My opponent was a no-show anyway.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Ooh.
I'll stay behind and explain the situation here. Just get the vision back. The spectators were all geared up to see an exciting match. I can't let them return disappointed.
Beidou should just dance for them. And by dance, I mean fight, but actually mean dance. Everyone will be plenty pleased with that. Oh, lots of characters have dialogue. Thank you.
It's my fault that the vision is missing. I should have kept a closer eye on it. Though Captain Beidou says she doesn't blame me, I can't help but feel guilty inside.
Word is the prize has been stolen and that the final match has been postponed. I can't believe it.
Who would dare steal from the Crux fleet?
That really does sound like Zuko.
I was really looking forward to the final match.
This color palette? Because I really enjoyed this costume right here. This whole look is very nice to me.
The vision was stolen? And in broad daylight, too. How could that possibly happen?
Does that do it? I think that does it.
Huh? A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance. Ride the winds upward. From there, we can continue our search for clues.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see, shortly.
The fuck? Oh, wow. Don't mind me.
Quake!
Let's light it up!
Rise!
Can't run from death.
Alright, Kazuha, where are you?
The winds are guiding us forward. The culprit is on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris.
Damn.
Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Why am I not catching this downdraft? Oh, fuck. Whew. I don't have to do this, but I kind of want the,
Hoarders, they're here! Get them!
Oh!
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected.
Damn.
In which case, please stand back.
Oh, am I... Okay, I guess I don't stand back. Kazuha, weren't you gonna do something? Told me to stand back. Hello, Rhyme.
You caught up with me? How is that possible? I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me!
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Drat! If I
Shit,
only had a
whoopsies.
vision! Or, if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me!
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze. Additionally, your chosen escape route was flawed for reasons that are too numerous to go into. And on top of that, I could hear your boasting and proud laughter in the wind as I was pursuing you.
And thus it smelled like hubris! Look how he brought that back around.
In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist. Namely speed, stealth, and style.
He is so calmly savage. I feel like whatever demographic is attracted to Beidou is also attracted to Kazuha.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine! I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent!
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along. But then you showed up. After watching the semifinals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and Beidou. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me.
Just hand over the vision.
After all I went through to get it? I think not.
There'll be consequences if you resist any further.
I know an empty threat when I hear one.
Really?
Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Nice. Good boy. Look at you. Good boy. I didn't notice this until today, but all the treasure hoarders have a fleur-de-lis on their masks. Fleur-de-lis were... Lee, I don't know why I'm saying lis. Fleur-de-lis were traditionally a symbol of the French monarchy, and what Genshin nation is based on France. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, interesting.
Huh? You're not serious, are you?
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet.
Thank you for the sub, Giles. I always appreciate.
My warrior. You've worked so hard. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. He don't take kindly to hurting Beidou's reputation.
It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay, I know, like, literally less than a minute ago, I said something about calmly savage, but that was more than even I was expecting. Damn, I need a soundbite for that. I don't know where we're gonna use it, but Kazuha saying that it's only fair to brand the word thief on your forehead with a hot iron and just like straight looking him dead ass in the eyes. Yes, that needs to go somewhere.
Whoa, we don't need to go that far, do we?
I think we do.
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel.
Yeah, me neither. It's delightful.
If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
Oh man. Hello to you.
Let's light it up!
This is order.
Here's...
Oh. Is he dead? Okay. Smug.
No. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
The forehead branding thing. It's gonna stick with me.
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet still the gods do not bestow their favor upon him.
Well, yeah, he's desperate. He's not striving.
Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
He has persevered to the bitter end and faces death, yet the gods still do not acknowledge him.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable and fits the way of the samurai.
That little happy face! Yeah, I'll punish you.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing me. You truly are generous.
There has to be a meme about that by now, right? Kazuha's little face. I'll brand your forehead with a hot iron. Leaves in a frenzy.
Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
Yeah, I was just trying to scare him, but wasn't it funny?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands.
But it was also a little funny.
When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes, I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
Sorry, man.
The vision didn't seem to respond at all.
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision.
He looks so sad. Sad kitten.
No matter. This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Why are you so attached to this vision?
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision anyway?
The story begins with an old friend.
Cutscene moment.
He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day, I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha!
Yeah. I really appreciated the, just like voice actor appreciation moment. The mourning, the grief in his voice, I thought came across very well. Like, it almost felt like he was pained to recount it.
It's just another way of
Please
saying
don't
I
look
do
at
as
me
I
like
please.
that.
Thank Thank you for the follow. Casey? I'm glad you're having a good time.
All right then. It's time we returned.
You need to talk more. I'm here to listen.
Do not let my feelings trouble you.
Alright, yeah, so this was what Ryan was talking about the other day, about the burning that we saw as it became masterless. It burned his hand. We'll need to watch the cutscene again. The fact that the bandage was only at his wrist, but now it's all the way up his forearm.
But thank you.
So observant, Ryan. Damn. Oh man, nah, man. Eh. Heather's not gonna be out for a long time. We should give him all the time we can. Take these crabs though. I haven't been to the, speaking of crabs, I haven't been to the archipelago in like a week. I need to get back to exploring that before it expires. Alright, I think after this, we're gonna have to sum up what, if anything, we've learned about visions. I love that Kazuha is so, like, you know, his origin story has a good reason that he's interested in visions. But, for my own purposes, I'm very glad that he's interested in it because that's bringing vision conversation into the conversation or into the spotlight. But I'm not sure if we've really learned anything. I feel like it's setting up this question of what earns you a vision. Maybe it'll get addressed in the Archon plot. Maybe it'll get addressed in Kazuha's stories. It seems more like it's just establishing it as a point of interest in the main, like in the spotlight, more than it actually gave us any new information. Can someone remind me, like, did we get new information? We got it!
Huh?
Ooh, my voice broke.
Did Beidou leave already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted her attention.
Oh no!
Captain Beidou was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
Nice.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beidou was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
No, Rhyme. I relate to that. I relate to that so much. The frustration of going to read child stories and seeing a freaking delusion story instead of a vision story. We all know he got his delusion from the Fatui. Obviously. Why the fuck did we get a recounting of that instead of a vision story? I am so angry about it. But yeah, that was the perfect analogy to make to hit me, to strike a chord with me. Good morning, Destiny. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion. Cole just appreciates Kazuha's poetry. Kazuha's flowers really, really hit Cole the right way. I also love alliteration.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
Well delivered. There we go. So will we be able to travel to Inazuma now?
Yes, I believe so.
Thanks.
Though Captain Beidou is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. but the voyage to Inazuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip.
Baller.
In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
I love it when they bring my headcanons to reality.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind? Power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Inazuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made.
Hopefully in approximately 3 weeks.
In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
All right. Good quest. Good quest. Let's go get my achievements for it. Ting, ting, ting. So, do we have thoughts? Do we have not golden. Do we have closing thoughts? Oh, we got a quest item. Let's go look at that. And then I need a bathroom break. Oh, no, not that one. Hey! A medal awarded by the organizers of the Crux Clash. It is proof that you are the undisputed champion of this tournament. But it's not so much the duels you experience that you will look back on. Rather, it is the story of a vision and the pursuit of ideals. I got a thought. Okay, one closing thought is that we adore Beidou's presence in quests, presence in game, but at all. We require more of it. We wanted it to happen, 6 months ago? A valid closing thought. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Bubbles. Perfect. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Whoa! Did it only take me 90 minutes to do this? Is that the fastest I've ever done a quest? Wow! Look in the story archive. Wait. What's this? Oh, the murals. The story archive? What am I looking for there? No, not that. Travel log. Oh, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Guys. Remember how months ago, eons ago, back in the beginning ages, I had this whole thing about like, Mondstadt sus because, Liyue had the elemental symbol in its logo, and Mondstadt does not have the symbol in its logo. I suppose like it kinda maybe has it here, but it's not straight up the symbol itself. But I was like, it's weird that it has the symbol of divinity instead of having the elemental, like associated symbol. But I was like, all right, I can't really get too much from that. I want to say it's like has to do with Mondstadt being suspicious and somewhere that we're going to go to the end, but that's just me headcanoning. I can't say it with much certainty because we only have 2, right? Now we have yet another, we finally have a new regional icon, and this one also has the region's symbol. Perhaps. Maybe it doesn't, because that's kind of in the background. And it's not like part of the white part either. So I don't know. We'll have to see if this is included in the logo or if it's just these heavier, bolder parts. But as we see the region's logos, I'm really looking for like, do they all have the regional symbol except Mondstadt? But that's still just like one of my farther crack theories. I keep an eye out for it. I don't believe in it myself. I'm still keeping an eye out. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break, refill my water, go to the bathroom, so on and such. We want to put you on AFK, and I will BRB, friends. We're gonna do our closing thoughts. We want to finish our closing thoughts. So, what did I miss here? At least not ruled by its icon. I like that. I like that a lot. It's an excellent point. Doesn't feel like Morax is ruling over Liyue, more like protecting them. He did. It said that he gave predictions, which we think of as kind of funny because it's not as though the impression Zhongli has given us is one of great attention to forethought. But yeah, hypothetically, he had enough forethought to at least give them predictions for the upcoming year. So he has some kind of business acumen. I missed Ether's yawns. Oh, that's actually something to miss. He did a yawn. I noticed it. He did a yawn during the quest. I was like, oh, that's so cute. Kind of reminds me of the Khazar dual kingship model. I'm gonna wiki that later. That sounds like something that would be of great interest to me. What do I think about the implications Kazuha made about Paimon? I thought they were noteworthy. They were noteworthy for sure. I'm not sure it really gave us anything new because I think Katie pointed out, Venti said something very similar way back in Prologue that like, I'm not quite sure what you are. And you've kind of gotten that over and over. Beidou was unfamiliar with what Paimon was. Now Kazuha says like, you're a mysterious being. We know that Paimon, or like Kazuha just said, Paimon smells of the stars. And okay, that's noteworthy. We had already kind of, I would say most of fandom has already kind of guessed that just from the fact that, you know, she has all of the celestial iconography. But I think that's the first time in game that they have straight up said she is of the stars. So a nice confirmation for what fandom's already been talking about. Hope one day we will be told the truth about Paimon, since Paimon's a demon name. I feel like that's endgame material. That's like years down the line when we finally get to Celestia, we'll learn the truth of what Paimon is. It seems too important for us to learn any earlier. Oh, and our random Liyue merchant. I didn't remember that at all. Thank you, Bubbles. Do I think they're implying that the Electro Archon is immortal? What do you mean by immortal? Because all of the Archons are immortal. To the extent that the gods are immortal in that they do not die from age but can still be killed. Do you mean immortal in terms of cannot be killed? Oh, this is backwards. But kind of no. I don't have any reason to think that right now. My interpretation of the Electro Archon being obsessed with eternity is more about a lack of change, or antonym of change. When things do not change, they become stagnant, but they are also eternal. It means like anything that changes is transient, because when it changes from what it is, what it previously was lost. If it is eternal, then that means it does not change. And there's actually a whole bunch in the lore about this idea of eternity. We have the prayers artifacts who talk about eternity. We have Dainsleif telling us in the perpetual meantime of a sheltered eternity. These key terms keep coming up about fate and loops and eternity that seem to be that Teyvat is trapped. And I actually think that's the whole theme of Genshin, of our overall storyline, is humans are trapped in whatever Celestia is doing, and by taking down Celestia, we are free and able to proceed, able to advance as a society, whereas now eternity keeps us stuck in this loop. So I really take the Shogun's eternity as a resistance to change, wanting to keep the status as it is forever. And I don't think that's anything inherent to her being eternal, but more that the state of the world, the state of Teyvat being controlled by Celestia, that's what she wants to be eternal. We know Venti and Zhongli are the only two from the Archon War, and that the original 7 all pledged themselves to being guardians of humanity. But that only Venti and Zhongli still believe in that. It's in one of Zhongli's stories, I want to say his 5th story, where he says that the new Archons are not following that principle of being guardians to humanity. So he kind of has set us up for all Archons, not him and Venti, being antagonistic in a way. Tsaritsa is a probable exception to that, where she is pro-humanity, but she's doing it by waging war. While Zhongli and Venti have chosen to be bystanders, she is taking an active role to try and defend humanity, but that makes her an antagonist for the plot. And then lots of questions still remain for me about the DENDO Archon, because he became an Archon during the Cataclysm, possibly as a result of the Cataclysm. So there's a lot to be questioned about his motivations. Is he pro-Conrad and the Abyss and Tsaritsa, everyone who's anti-Celestia? Is he anti-Celestia or pro-Celestia? I have a lot of uncertainty regarding that. And then the only thing eternal is change. Maybe that will be how we convince the Electro Archon to open borders. Very well. So it feels like there are largely 2 ways we can resolve the Electro Archon being antagonistic. Either we somehow bring her around to our way of thinking, such as convincing her that she can stand by her values by supporting change. Or we can't convince her and she has to die. Honestly, I'd rather she die. I don't know why. I can't say why. It's just a feeling that I have. I would rather that... I like to think she's freaking out right now. I like to think this whole idea of the Fatui making moves, Venti's never ruled in the first place, Zhongli stepping down, she sees this change everywhere and she feels like she's losing control. And that's why she's like, her panicked response to this feeling of losing control is to grasp for the control she has left. So the Vision Hunt decree, her becoming more and more oppressive and tyrannical, are all her reactions to being scared of the change that she sees in the world around her. Just what, I enjoy thinking. I have no idea if that's going to be what they go with. But I think that's why I would prefer that she die. I want her to be our example of, this is what we're up against. Everyone we've met so far has been, kind of pro-change with us. And this is the first time we're going to see someone who is not like that, and it just feels like it would hit harder if we can't bring her to our side. It'll make it dark if we see that we have to make some sacrifices on this journey. So I think that's why I want her to die. It would still be good storytelling if we brought her around to our side. Just, I guess I like things a little bit darker. What Harbingers do I think we'll end up seeing in Inazuma? I keep saying it wrong. Inazuma. We'll probably see Scaramouche. That's kind of what I'm expecting. I feel like we're going to see 1 new Harbinger per arc, pretty much. Where we saw Signora and Liwa, but we had encountered her in Mondstadt, and then we saw Child in Liwa. Now we're going... Well, I guess no, because we encountered Scaramouche during Unreconciled Stars, so I take that back. I do feel like it'll be largely Scaramouche. I don't have any expectations for who else we'll see. I take back my whole thing about encountering one at a time because I forgot that we saw Scaramouche in Unreconciled Stars. So, first, wipe that off the record. I didn't say that. But he's the only one I expect right now. Imagine if the DENDO Archon is like Ajdaha, a friend of the original Archon, and he witnessed what happened in Conria. So I have some thoughts about the original Archon. Pale Flame. Alright, you guys know that one artifact that I fucking adore so much that I talk about it way too frequently. Boop-a-doo. If we go to, let's go look at, I'm gonna log in because I started, it's an undeveloped so far, but I started a research topic about this. So, God of the Woods. I have only seen 2 references to him, to this God of the Woods. One is in Viridescent Venerer, where she straight up says that the God of the Woods died in the disaster, so that's the Cataclysm. And that's why the current Dendro Archon is the youngest of the Archons. That doesn't mean he's only been alive for 500 years. That means he has been the Archon for 500 years. Because the original Dendro Archon died in the disaster. And that's really all that we have heard about that. Other than the grass and trees never spoke again. Mocking Mask, I didn't realize until just a couple days ago. But something stood out to me about this. It's still speculative. I'm not 100% convinced of it. But hear me out here. Mocking Mask is from the perspective of the Jester, who is one of the earlier Fatui. So, somehow I'm forgetting. Was Piero the first Fatui? The first? We can go check this. There we are. Okay. We go down to his delusion. Yes, the Jester is the first of the Fatui. So this is from the perspective of the first of the Fatui. And look at his first couple lines. Since the stain of my compatriot's blood cannot be cleansed, I shall become the Jester, who laughs in the face of fate. Fate is Celestia. He laughs in Celestia's face. We go down here, devote myself to Her Majesty, who understands my pain. We know that Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, is also anti-fate. Okay, that's just confirming the first of her Fatui believes in her ideals. These middle two lines. Since my level of learning could not compare with the sages, I failed to earn the favor of the previous ruler. Throughout the lore, sages is a key phrase used interchangeably with the scholars of Sumeru. And when he says so that means that when he says his level of learning cannot compare with the sages, he's talking about the land of Sumeru. I failed to earn the favor of the previous ruler. Not really sure what his relationship to the previous ruler is, but this feels like a reference to the original Dendro Archon, the god of the woods. So, since my level of learning could not compare with the sages, I failed to earn the favor of the original Dendro Archon. So too did I fail to stop them from tearing away the veil of sin, ushering in a tide of divine wrath, destruction, and foolishness. He failed to stop them from tearing away a veil, which very much sounds to me like he failed to stop them from uncovering a truth which Celestia did not want seen. So they tore away a veil, and Celestia was like, fuck that, we do not let this information get around. So they brought down divine wrath, destruction, and foolishness. We see this concept of foolishness constantly with the Fatui. That's all that they're about. So it feels to me, remember this is speculative, it feels to me that the Jester was originally a Sumerian who lived during the Cataclysm. Like, are all the Harbingers immortal or something? It's looking like several of them, at least. The first of the Fatui was from the Cataclysm. He was from Sumeru. He failed to earn the favor of the original Dendro Archon. Maybe that means he wasn't one of the favorites. Maybe that just means that he never received a vision. Not really sure what favor is there. But what this implies to me is that the original Dendro Archon played a role in uncovering the truth of Celestia that Celestia brought wrath upon. The Jester failed to stop them, but did the Dendro Archon even try? Was he helping them uncover that truth? Does the fact that he died during the disaster, is that not just he was in the wrong place, he was fighting a battle and then he died? Or was he killed by Celestia for the crime of uncovering Celestia's secret? Remember, Zhongli refused to tell us anything about the Cataclysm because he's not allowed to. Isn't that what it sounded like? Oh, this was a contract before anything else. When the Order of the Seven was established with the original 7 Archons, it sounds like something started forcing them to stay silent. And we see this across the lore of things happened in history that not even the Adepti will speak of. So it sounds to me like the original Dendro Archon said something he was not supposed to say, and then was killed for it by Celestia. Now, let me remember real quick why I started talking about that. Why was I talking about that? imagine if the Dendro Archon is a friend of Ajdahal, friend of the original Archon, and witnessed what happened in Conria. So, I was talking about what possibly happened to the original Dendro Archon. I feel like the secondary Dendro Archon was maybe Celestia supported, backed by Celestia. Celestia approved. The replacement Dendro Archon was put there specifically because he's not going to put up a fuss. He's going to make sure the humans never discover the truth that Celestia doesn't want known. And especially because Dane, can someone help me find the quote of what Dane says specifically about Sumeru? Because it's in the land of wisdom, there is a push for folly, yet the Archon does nothing against it. Ooh, so there's a push for folly that the current Archon is supporting. And the previous Archon was possibly put down for not playing by the rules. I feel like he was... The current Dendro Archon was put into place because Celestia believed that he would follow orders. He would be an obedient dog. And they had to kill the original Dendro Archon because he disobeyed. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why it took me so long to say it, but that's what I was trying to get at. Thank you, Katie. The god of wisdom's enemy is wisdom itself. And the oasis of knowledge is a mirage in a desert of ignorance. In a city of scholars, there is a push for folly, but the god of wisdom makes no argument against it. Which is, now that I've found these hints in the mask about what I think was the assassination of the original Dendro Archon for stepping out of line, I feel like that's saying the new Archon is keeping humans from the truth in order to protect Celestia's secrets. So, the god of wisdom is supporting the push for folly. The Wire depicts dysfunction in a police department. Many commanding officers are installed to impede investigations that threaten political allies of the leadership. Yeah, like that! I think the new Dendro Archon is that. That one right there. Installed. I think he was installed by Celestia. Just realized, do the Archons actually think Morax died, or do they know? Huh. I don't know. I want to say... Yeah, actually, I have no idea. We know that he signaled... I'm pretty sure we know. I think this was confirmed. It might just be implied, but not confirmed. That he told the Adepti through dream sharing. He said something about, like, letting the Adepti know through dreams. But I don't know if he let the other Archons know. It's a good question. So weird that many Shnaznayans have traditional Russian names, but some have names. So I think that might be because the Fatui aren't necessarily Shnaznayan. We have our speculation that the Crimson Witch became a Harbinger, and she's a Mondstadter. The Dator is from Sumeru. It looks like Piero possibly is from Sumeru. Signora, we have no idea what her name is. She seems like she's probably Shnaznayan. Scaramouche, we think, is Inazuman. So it looks like the Harbingers were chosen not among Shnaznaya's people. So, Kaji, they weren't necessarily powerful, but they were useful. And they had to have been powerful enough to garner her notice before they became her Harbingers. So if we go to Pale Flame, oh my god, catch me talking about my favorite artifact set again. We have Stainless Bloom, who might be about the Crimson Witch. So she had already made a name for herself as a historical figure as the Crimson Witch before she was scouted to be a Harbinger. So she made a name for herself. The Wise Doctor was already an outcast for being like, who did we decide? Game of Thrones Qyburn. A very, very immoral doctor, but willing to do bad things for breakthroughs. So he was already a prodigal doctor, and he was probably scouted for his scientific genius. So he was, like, famous in his own right, I suppose. And then we have the center of the world. Oh, their treasurer. I like to joke that he's the treasurer. This one, I don't think we know much about, like, what he was scouted for. He lusted for money because he had once been destitute. Or perhaps he resisted because the gods had never looked at him in favor. Yeah, this one doesn't tell us how he got scouted. So, question open on that. Surpassing Cup, I mean, if this one is about Scaramouche, as we all expect, he's already a divine being. I don't know how much of the Tsaritsa's power he needs. He's divine in his own right. And then, Piero was around during the Cataclysm. I don't know if he was an important character. But that's 3 out of 5 who had already made a name for themselves before they became Harbingers. So they're powerful in their own right. They were scouted for very particular skills and then got more power through the Tsaritsa. I like Night Destiny's point. Maybe Pantalone is just there because he's a good fucking treasurer. That's an important part. I really liked that whole thing they said though. The like money are the arteries of this world, so we're gonna control it and then we'll control when it stops. Pale Flame is so good, guys. So good. All right. Are we good with Q&A? When I went to refill my water, I thought of a couple more just like summary statements about the quest. But I feel like all in all, like Cole said, I feel like we didn't necessarily get new information about Visions, but there's got to be a reason that they're recapping Visions for us. So the fact that we got a recap of Vision behavior at all is encouraging to me that they wanted to remind us in preparation for teaching us something new. So I'm going to take that as a beacon of hope. And then otherwise just like fucking on point dialogue and voice acting. Very, very pleased with the quest in itself. As a prologue should, it's really just set up for stuff that'll be important more than giving me anything inherently important, but I will accept the setup as promising and look forward to Act 1. 29! We have 29 wishes, guys. I mean, that's still not promising. It's only gonna get us to like 60 total. So not even to soft pity, but you know, for free to play, I think we done pretty goog. Are we ready? Are we ready, friends? Should we do ones? No, let's do 10s. Let's do the 10s that we can do. Hi, Benny. I like you. You're on my main team. I should be happy for a constellation. 1 by 1? Alright, I'll do the next 20 on 1 by 1. Alright, 1 by 1. Hey, Poiple. Rosaria constellation. The only constellation I think I'm worried about is maybe Razor. I forget who I have lots of constellations on. I know Benny has a couple. I don't remember if Razor has any. But Rosaria has C2 now. Ooh, I probably am on 50-50. I think it's probably 50-50. Kazuha, please! Is this gonna be anti-streamer look? Everyone else got Kazuha! All I hear is success stories. Man, it feels like it's been a long time since a 10 even. I mean, like, since a 4-star. Okay, one of each of the 4 stars. I'm down for one of each. I always appreciate that. Yeah, these are free to play primos, guys, okay? Like, appreciate how valuable each and every one of these pulls is. No, Kazuha, baby. It's okay. We have 3 weeks of quests, 3 weeks of events still to come. We'll get a couple more wishes. Last one. Not even purple. Not even purple. Star glitter. Oh, okay. Wait. Are we gonna go spend our one additional star glitter? There we go. We got one. We got one, guys. Ping. Still not even purple. All right, let me tell you what we can do though.
No one is sure when they first noticed it, but once in a while, from the deck of the Alcor, flagship of the heavily armed Crux fleet, the soft sound of a flute can be heard. Following the ocean breeze to wherever it may lead, trace the sound back to its source, and you will see a young samurai of Inazuma calmly sitting in a crow's nest, playing a leaf flute while taking in the sights and sounds of the natural world. But ask the other sailors about his story, and you'll find they know little more than you. All they can tell you is, he is a trainee sailor from Inazuma. His name is Kazuha Kazuha.
Come driving rain or winds that churn, I shall return by blade alone, armed, if barefoot, to my home.
Many look at Kazuha Kazuha and see but a young face. What they miss is a swift and deadly samurai wanderer who is not to be taken lightly. Kazuha Kazuha has the ability to manipulate Anemo and provides an elemental damage bonus for members of his party. Also, with his elemental skill, he can make frequent use of special plunging attacks that keep enemies grouped together, providing great support to his party. Like a leaf on the breeze, he is light as a feather and swift as a blade. When Kazuha Kazuha is in your party, he reduces sprinting stamina consumption for your party members, making exploration faster. Kazuha's normal attack can combo up to 5 strikes that deal physical damage to enemies. Hold the attack button to consume a set amount of stamina, and perform 2 swift slashes to his front, dealing high physical damage.
Oh man, this makes me want to go do animation appreciation now.
Airborne,
but I'm gonna hold my horses.
Pressing the attack button causes him to perform a
That'll
plunging
be good
attack,
for story day.
damaging opponents along
just
the path
look at him move.
and dealing AoE damage upon impact. Tap his elemental skill, Chihayabaru, to unleash a secret blade technique.
It doesn't look like he has
launching enemies within his range.
His animations so far aren't as
damage.
flashy as others that I've appreciated.
Kazuha uses the gust of wind generated in this moment to soar up into the air. For a short period after using Chihayabaru, while Kazuha remains airborne, he can unleash a powerful plunging attack, Midare Ranzan.
It looks like there's a lot of elegance to him,
The damage
which I
dealt by this
appreciate. That's
plunging
very,
attack
very applicable.
is converted to Anemo damage.
And maybe like his elegance
When
doesn't need to
Kazuha
be
lands,
flashy. I don't
he
know
uses
if
another
I'm
secret blade technique
against
to
the
create a
lack
wind
of
tunnel that
flashiness.
pulls in nearby enemies and objects. With this effect, Kazuha can concentrate enemies in one place, allowing other party members to attack more efficiently. Chihayabaru is a skill that can be used while airborne, giving Kazuha great agility when out exploring.
Woohoo! Yeah, that looks fun.
When Chihayabaru is held instead of tapped, Kazuha deals increased Anemo damage over a wider area. After unlocking the talent Soulmoon Swordsmanship, Kazuha's elemental skill can absorb Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro when cast. If a Midare Ranzan plunging attack is performed before Chihayabaru's effects expire, it deals additional elemental damage of the absorbed element. Only one elemental absorption can occur per Chihayabaru.
Clouds hide. The birds call.
Kazuha Kazuha's elemental burst
Is
is the
there
pinnacle achievement of his
relevance
self-taught
to
blade work.
his maple leaf
He strikes
motif?
with the force of the first winds of autumn, dealing AoE Anemo damage. This attack produces a field called Autumn
Like, are
Whirlwind.
maple leaves usually symbolic
The
of
field
something?
periodically deals animo damage to enemies within it. If Autumn Whirlwind comes into contact with Hydro, Pyro, Cryo, or Electro, it will absorb that element and deal additional elemental damage. This
Other than
elemental
being
absorption
Canadian.
may only occur once in its duration. Kazuha can use the Autumn Whirlwind field to easily affect multiple enemies with an element, creating ideal opportunities for his allies to attack. The wind blows to all within its vast
Maybe
reach,
thing
and
for
knows
like
the
regarding
coming fall
or
from the
related
first
to
withered leaf.
Inazuma.
For a set duration after Kazuha triggers a swirl reaction, all party members receive a damage bonus for the corresponding element. The bonus scales off of Kazuha's elemental mastery.
That felt like a really long pause.
If multiple elemental damage bonuses are gained in this manner, they are applied concurrently. Kaidahara
Oh, it's his
Kazuha
name.
has roamed far and wide
Kaida
and
is
is
maple.
acutely sensitive
Cool.
to changes in the natural environment.
Meep, meep, meep,
When the way
meep.
Kaidahara Kazuha has roamed far and wide and is acutely sensitive to changes in the natural environment. When the way ahead is rocky, his mastery of Animo allows him to swiftly turn the tide of the battle, guiding the whole party to victory.
Oh wait,
In
that's
combat,
not what I thought it
he
was.
coordinates
I
closely
thought we were
with his
done with the
teammates
combat
to
section.
apply elements to enemies. Then, he uses his elemental skill to
I
gain
see you,
control
Cole.
over the opponents, following up here and there with powerful plunging attacks to keep them where he wants them, while also activating Poetics of Fubutsu, which provides elemental damage bonuses, enhancing the whole party's attack capabilities. When energy is full, Kaidahara Kazuha unleashes his elemental burst, generating an autumn whirlwind field. The field
It's
creates
so
the perfect
pretty.
conditions for elemental
Don't you want
reactions,
him just for
turning
this
your
ult?
party into a force to be reckoned with. Kaidahara Kazuha is no aimless wanderer. He has a deep sense of purpose. The young samurai left his homeland behind not to part with the past, but in the search for a new hope. As he navigates his path, he charts a course through the myriad of storms that come his way. His exposure to the elements keeps him in touch with nature and connects him with other people who cross his path. Those who choose to defy the gods are destined for hardship, but even a maple leaf blowing in the breeze, if it falls into the right company, can learn to stay in touch with nature and connects him with other people who cross his path. Those who choose to defy the gods are destined for hardship, but even a maple leaf blowing in the breeze, if it falls into the right company, can learn to sail the storm winds of the sea to shores beyond the horizon.
Okay. So, remember I have my whole thing on like, based on what Dane says about someone, that's how much I judge they're important to the plot. I have middle opinions here. Dane didn't say anything that made me think like Kazuha's gonna be important in the final battle. The way like, you know, some people I'm all like, you are present in the final battle. When shit goes down, 5 years from now, you're gonna be there. No, nothing about that. But he did talk about like as someone who defies the gods. And as we were talking about earlier, his concern with visions is an opening for us to learn a lot more about visions. So I feel like my impression of Dane's commentary is further encouragement of what we're already expecting, that Kazuha might not be important, you know, down the line, but he's going to be important to us understanding more of the world. Maple trees symbolize balance, offering practical magic, promise, longevity, generosity, and intelligence. One reason behind these meanings is that maple trees have the ability to adapt to many different soil types and climates. Very cool. Awesome. All right. I like that symbology. Like those seems like things that are apt for Kazuha. Maybe that was some inspiration for his name. As always, thank you for hanging out, everybody. I hope you had a good time. I personally really enjoyed this quest, so I count this as a good night. On Thursday, we have the Hint of Swirl Redeem event, so look forward to that. We're going to start with Genshin, as usual. I want to do probably our Kazuha stories, because we always do that right when a character comes out. So we will do our Kazuha stories, and Swirl will be visiting us, so look forward to him, the true star of the show. And beyond that, I don't know. Next Tuesday is the Tubby Tea Party, so also look forward to that, but of course I'll put reminders of it, everything upcoming to it. So, have an excellent night, everybody. I'm gonna send us over to Owlette after this, and you know, she's awesome. Everyone knows how awesome she is. So, hang out with her, I will be there, and I will see you guys on Thursday. Bye-bye!